Throughout 12 years and seasons of The Big Bang Theory, Simon Helberg, the actor who plays Howard Wolowitz, got to show off his considerable talents, from speaking multiple languages to celebrity impressions. No, really, the guy does everyone from Nicolas Cage to Christopher Walken to Stephen Hawking. So how did Helberg's vocal stylings make it into the show in the first place? In an interview with Vulture after the show's massively successful sixth season wrapped up, executive producer Steve Mollaro spoke to the outlet about a handful of topics, including the romance between Sheldon Cooper, Jim Parsons, and Amy Farrah Fowler, Mayim Bialik, the end of Raj Kuthrapalli's, Kunal Nair, selective mutism around women, and Howard's Cage impression from the season's penultimate episode, The Love Spell Potential. According to Mollaro, the crew behind The Big Bang Theory knew that Helberg was a dab hand at impressions, so they simply wrote that into the show. In this particular episode, Howard is serving as the DM, or Dungeon Master, for a game of Dungeons and Dragons, so adding in silly voices actually makes perfect sense. We had heard him do Nicolas Cage and we always thought that was really funny, so when we started going down that road we asked him, "Who else do you think you can do here?" Mollaro told the outlet, going on to share a story about how the crew of the show would get together and play Dungeons and Dragons pretty frequently when they weren't filming. But wait, how did they even know that Helberg was good at impressions in the first place? Fans of The Big Bang Theory know that, throughout the series, Howard Wolowitz does a lot of celebrity impressions and, point in fact, he also does impressions of his friends and loved ones, including Sheldon Cooper, Howard's own wife Bernadette Rostenkowski Wolowitz, Melissa Rauch, the gang's friend and comic book store owner Stuart Bloom, Kevin Sussman, who nearly played Howard in the first place, and more. In Jessica Radloff's 2022 oral history, The Big Bang Theory, the definitive, inside story of the epic hit series, Simon Helberg revealed that the impressions were actually part of his audition, because creator Chuck Lorre knew his work from the short-lived series Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. When I tested at CBS, former Warner Brothers television president and executive, Peter Roth was there, and Peter was having me do impressions for Chuck, because he knew I did all these impressions on Studio 60. Ultimately, Helberg was cast, and his numerous talents were put to use. As he says later on in the book, he was handed several different acting challenges throughout the show. "I had to learn new languages, all for the show," Helberg said after Radloff noted that he spoke Russian, French, and several others during the series run. "I had to speak Klingon at some point as well. Chuck spoke a little Russian, so I remember him helping me with that. I had to speak Mandarin, which